Could you tell us this, if you will? Because if he says that the media is politicized and so they're no longer the voice of the people, given the principle that says the airwaves are held in public trust for the people,
sure,
would it then be tantamount, or would it be fair to say then that if he says that they won't listen to the media anymore, will that be tantamount to saying, well, it's like shutting out the voice of the people based on that principle?
You know, if you don't listen to the media, what else do you listen to? You know, because elsewhere in the world, particularly in advanced democracies, you know, we always say that the media are the fourth branch of the government. And of course, we want the media in the Constitution of Nigeria, you know, gives constitutional responsibility to the media to monitor government and to hold government accountable to the people. So there's a constitutional responsibility for the media. And how many social institutions in Nigeria are giving such recognition in the Constitution? It is to bring to fore the importance of media. I think what the president should have said is to argue or to urge for more professional control, you know, rather than say, okay, we'll listen to the media and all that. Then let all the media, you know, cut him off. You know, if he makes a statement, don't report it. I think it doesn't. That's not the solution to it.
All right, but if we're speaking about regulation, because you said that in passing, is he giving what kind of vote is he giving to regulatory bodies now? Because you've got the professional bodies that are supposed to regulate the media, much as their role is enshrined in our laws, but there are also laws that they have to abide by.
Yeah. You see, because journalism is such a sensitive profession, you know, because it affects the lives of people, you know, whether you like it or not, because we can't do without information. And but we believe that the media should regulate themselves. We have government regulatory bodies like the Nigerian Press Council and all that, but we advocate for self-regulation. You understand that the Nigerian Union of Journalists and similar organizations should regulate, you know, the content of the media based on professional standards, not based on standards imposed by government. That's there's no editorial independence when your contents are controlled by outside bodies. You know, so the issue of regulatory bodies out there is not even the ultimate solution, because their officials are appointed by government, and so there's a kind of indirect influence. You know, so the media themselves should come together and put up a mechanism, you know, for addressing ethical breaches, you know, by their members, and then applying you know, moral sanctions. So that's what is done in advanced democracies, where the media are considered as very, very critical in daily operations of the society.
Okay, trying to do all of that, it brings to mind one other sore point or issue people have raised. You're a teacher of communication as well as a professional. Are you satisfied with the number of practitioners or the conduct of practitioners presently in the country?
Well, certainly there is room for media pluralism so that people can have access to diversity of sources of information. And so from that angle, we can say that we don't have enough media houses, and we certainly have need for more. For instance, communities should have their own media, community radio, community TV, community newspaper, to project themselves, you know. So the other issue is the conduct of media professionals. Well, it's not, we are not there yet. You know, there are so many areas where we disappoint the people, and I think, like I said, it is only a mechanism put in place by professionals themselves that can tackle all these issues. But definitely, our conduct is far from being the best. We can do better.
All right. Do you subscribe to the school of thought that says perhaps the president actually meant to drive us something else, but the way it came across conveyed all shades of meaning? Because, I mean, you've quoted different scholars, including Joseph Clapper, where you say meanings are not in words, but are in people. And then you have intellectual people around the president in the media who also understands that, yes, much as you may have the magic bullet theory, which says the media or the society is influenced directly by media messages that they're exposed to, but you also do have that uses and gratification, which also says it is what people actually put in the media, for those of them who, of course, use it. That's what they get back. So perhaps that corroborates the school of thought that says maybe he meant something else, but the way it came out, blanket statement.
Well, if you look at the communications people surrounding the president, you raise some issues. How many of them are real professionals? How many of them have training in journalism or mass communication? How many of them can we really describe as, thoroughbred professionals? So if they are not, then if you affect the quality of advice they give to the president. And of course, you raise the issue of theories of communication and all that, magic bullet theory that the people out there are directly influenced by what comes out of the media. But researchers have confirmed that there are intervening variables between media output and audience behavior out there. There are all kinds of influences, like political influence that we're talking about, economic influences, social influences from, friends, families, and so on and so forth. So there are certainly intervening variables, that affect the way people receive and treat and respond to media output. People use the media for different kinds of purposes, for information, for entertainment, for education, for relaxation, and things like that. Maybe I suspect that Mr. President, just venting his anger, perhaps, because of the media criticisms of his administration. So maybe his statement, certainly is not the best. Look at former United States President Thomas Jefferson. He said, if it were left for him to choose between the government and the media, he will not hesitate to choose the latter, that is the media, rather than government. So that's the president of a nation where the role of the media, in society is given adequate recognition. He said you rather prefer, the media rather than government. And even Napoleon Bonaparte of France, said he feared the media than the guns. He was a military leader that wanted to control the whole world, and he was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo.